happened to me 20 minutes into the show, and then the whole program just went haywire. But I got to do this again, man. Cause this information, that's how crazy this show is going to be. That's how crazy this show is going to be. I need for you guys to share out this show, reshare it out. We go start from scratch. I didn't even get to the good stuff yet. I didn't even get to the good stuff yet. I want y'all to share out this show, man. I'm telling you, but this is going to be one of these shows where I'm going to prove to you guys that they don't know what they're talking about. They're lying. It's all a game for them. It is all a game for them. And it's at our expense. This show, I'm so mad it cut off 19 minutes in. But this show is going to be crazy. This show is going to be crazy. And I got to get this right this time, man. Oh, I'm so mad that it cut off. I'm so mad that it cut off. Why did it have to cut off? I was on a roll. I definitely need you guys' help to reshare out this show. I need everyone help to reshare out the show. I'm telling you, this show is going to be, it's a lot of information in this show. But more important than the information, I want you guys to call in and let me know what's on your mind. I want you to let me know what's on your mind. I gotta reshare the show out myself. So give me a second. I don't believe that the show went out on me, man. I was about to get to the good stuff too. Please help me get these numbers back up. You gotta share out the show right now. And I used all of my everyone's up for a show that didn't go anywhere. I don't believe that happened to me. But this show is going to be crazy. Let me reshare it out to my main groups, man. This is, don't believe that this happened. All right. So right now, the union is campaigning to try to convince us through lies, deceit, and fear to vote yes for the contract. And anyone who has done good business, they know that good products, contracts, they sell themselves. You don't even have to say anything. If this contract was on the up and up, they would just hand it to you, you would read it, and you would say, hey, this is a good contract. But this is not a good contract. The union has been saying, oh, we got a bonus. All the other unions didn't get a bonus. See, what they told you wasn't the truth. The truth is with that is that all the other unions is up for a contract right now. It's just that Local 100 was stupid enough to jump in head first into an empty swimming pool and not examine the playing field, not collaborate with other unions to see what they're going for, to see what's going on. And we got us a horrible contract. And I'm going to prove that this show. I'm going to prove that this show. Thanks for everyone for rejoining, because we're going to get it in right now, right? If you got to sit through this information again, that's good. You get to hear it twice. But it's very important that we touch on these lies, and I show you guys these receipts. Now, the issue is, right? Tell you guys the issue. One of the major issues is that we expect our union to do good. We expect them to tell the truth. We don't expect them to be against us. We don't expect them to sell us out. We expect them to be on the up and up, but that's not the truth. That's the furthest from the truth. And one of the first things I want to show you guys is what the teachers got on their contract, right? The teachers just settled a contract. And the union lying saying, we're the only one that got the bonus. That was a lie. Let me get to this. Let me get to the UFT tentative contract agreement. Let's examine this, right? Now, once again, the union saying that, we're the only one who got a $3,000, $4,000 bonus. That was a lie, right? As you can see, their key wins, pay increases, compounded raises totaling an average of 17.83% to 20.24% over 5 years, right? Over 5 years. Now, when we did a 4-year contract, I think we only got I don't even want to let me not even think about it. All right, let me just go straight to it. Let me go straight to what we got when we did a 4-year contract. But let's look at this one first. This was a 5-year contract. So the teachers got 19% for a 5-year contract. We got 8% when we did a 5-year contract, right? When we did the 4-year contract, let me see how much we got when we did the 4-year contract. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We got 9.5% when we did a 4-year contract. Once again, the teachers did a 5-year contract and got 20%, right? And a $3,000 signing bonus, and plus annual bonuses paid in May every year in perpetuity, right? Now let's scroll down. I want us to examine this. Once again, the annual raises equal out to 20%. But more importantly, because we see the ratification bonus of $3,000, I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, Tramel, we got $4,000. Let me show you what the teachers got. Look at the annual bonuses. They got $400 for 2024. They got $700 for 2025. They got $1,000 for 2026. And they got $1,035 for 2027. Now, that's for a total of bonuses alone, $6,135. But we only got $4,000. $6,135 is bigger than $4,000, right? And let's keep in mind, the teachers worked virtual during COVID. They worked virtual during COVID, as they should. But we came to work. Well, I didn't. I got sick. I wasn't at work for most of COVID. But they went virtual, and their bonuses is way bigger than ours, right? Now, not only that, look at this right here. The proposed contract also cuts in half from 15 to 8 years the length of time it takes most teachers to reach a salary of $100,000. So picture, they're getting their money faster. Tell me which title in New York City Transit makes $100,000 base salary after 8 years. Tell me one that's represented by Local 100. 0. That's what I thought. Right now, the starting salary for new teachers will be $72,000, including the bonus by the end of the proposed agreement, up from $61,070. So over the course of their contract, teachers will be getting $11,000 more starting, right? Starting. That's insane. That is insane. Way better than what we got. Now let's scroll down. Oh, as you can see, we get to the pay. It's broke down, right? I'm not making this up. You see the 3%, right? First year, you see the ratification bonus. Then you see all the bonuses that they get every single year of their contract. Way more than what we have, right? Now, let's scroll down because there's something else important in here. It's a lot of important stuff, but I'm only going to point out one more important thing. Health and safety. Now, How did the teachers get health and safety in a contract, but transit workers didn't get nothing about health and safety in our contract? And let's look at one of the things that they got. Ventilation and PPE. And it says the pandemic taught us the importance of ventilation. Accordingly, the contract has been updated to state that the DOE must comply with applicable codes for building ventilation. The DOE is now also obligated to have sufficient masks, gloves, and hand sanitizer available for all staff. It must review this personal protective equipment periodically to identify any expired items. Now, picture that. Picture that. The teachers have a clause in a contract about health and safety, and we don't got nothing. How does that work? Can somebody tell me how that worked? And I didn't even get to the good part of this show yet. I ain't even crack open the egg. I need you guys, trust me. Trust me when I tell you. I need you guys to share out this show right now. It's very important that members see this show in real time. Real time. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who's watching on Facebook. Shout out to everyone who's watching on Twitter. YouTube has been lit lately for progressive action. And as you can see, you see the call-in live number 563-999-3714. Once I get through my monologue, I want to have this conversation with you guys, because after this show, it's going to be clear why you should vote no, because they are selling us out, right? And like I said, I didn't even get to the good stuff yet. And I want to go to, this is going to blow you guys' mind. This is going to blow your mind. Wait till I show this right here. So, look at this, people. Governor Hochul announces expansion of nation-leading fully paid parental leave program covering more than 150,000 New York State employees. Now, the union sold us out and said, hey, you know, we finally got 12 weeks of paid parental leave into the contract. We fought for that. We worked hard for that. That was a whole bunch of BS. In fact, the parental leave program was one of Hochul babies. She wanted to give that to the state, right? You see it. Agreement with CSEA will provide 12 weeks of fully paid parental leave to more than 52,000 employees, right? And now they waiting for everyone else to join in. Now, picture that. The rest of the state would get 12 weeks of full paid parental leave, not 12 weeks just for women and 8 weeks for men, even though I have no problem with that. But the rest of the state have 12 weeks of parental leave. So not only did the union sell us out with that, they also reduced it than what the rest of the state got. Now, picture this. All of this stuff is coming out today, right? All of this stuff is coming out today, and the union want us to sign a contract where everyone else around us is faring off better. We seen the police officers get a better contract than us. We see the teachers get a better contract than us. We see workers in the state get a better parental leave than us. But they want us to sign this contract. Now, I want to listen to a little bit of what Hochul was saying regarding this. I didn't listen to it before, but I hope to click on the right part of the video where she's talking about something. So let's check it out.
And those smokestacks, it's a shadow of what it used to be, but 20,000 people worked right near where I was born. Parents had started out in a trailer park. Dad had a job working, making steel until he had a chance to get a college degree. And that changed my family's life. But being a member of a union, having that union card gave them a steady income, gave them pensions, gave them benefits. And my family's destiny was forever altered. That is why I believe in the union movement. That is why I want to make sure that the union movement in this state continues to be strong, that we support those who are part of the union family with good benefits.
Now, that's just a little bit of what she said, but the state got better parental leave than we did. Imagine that. Just picture that. Now, I'm not saying that they do not deserve that, but what kind of fight did our union do when it comes to these things? Because everyone around us is doing better than us right now, right? And it's going to get worse. I'm telling you guys, this is the show. This is the show. I want to hear from you guys tonight. I didn't even finish cracking open this egg. It's going to get really, really, really interesting, right? Now, these past couple of weeks, we have been hearing a lot about the Medicare Advantage versus the traditional Medicare, and the union is saying, you know, our Medicare Advantage is better than what the city got. It don't compare to ours. And let me say this. Let's take them for once. We can't do this all the time, right? Let's take them at their word about that. Let's say that they are correct, that our Medicare Advantage is better than the cities, right? Now, one important point I need to make out of all of this. Do not think that, oh, this is only going to affect the retirees. Every single last one of us is a potential retiree. We are unborn retiree, right? We have yet to retire, right? Now, throughout my progressive action journey, I've talked to probably hundreds of retirees. And most of them echo the same sentiment. You know, we did our fights, we had our fights. Now it's your turn to fight, young blood. We got to pass you the torch. Where I felt personally that even if you retire, you should still be involved with the union, should still pay attention to the politics and things of that nature. But the retirees, for the most part, oh, this is your fight, this is whatever. Now they're being attacked. And I said this 5 years ago, that the union is running out of things to sell out the current employees. I mean, they could still sell us out. And this is a sellout contract right here. But the next people or set of people they're going to attack is the retirees, right? And back to what, let's take in the union back at their word when they say that, you know, our benefits, our Medicare Advantage is better than the city workers' Medicare Advantage. All right, cool. But what the union is not talking about is that, yes, it may be better, but you're dealing with a for-profit company, which means it's all about their bottom line, right? They're not in the business of breaking even. They're not in the business of taking care of people, because the more people they take care of, the more things they approve, it hurts their profits. So in order for them to make substantial profits, they must be hardcore on controverting people claims and denying people claims. And this is similar to what they do on workers' comp. This Medicare Advantage situation is similar to what they do with workers' comp. They will controvert your claim. They will deny your claim. They will deny your surgeries. The same thing that they do in Medicare Advantage. Now, y'all know me. I do a lot of research, right? I spend a lot of time reading. I spend a lot of time looking at videos on the internet and things of that nature. And the Congress of the United States had a whole discussion about Medicare Advantage. So do not think that the city retirees is causing unnecessary drama. Don't think that the retirees of Local 100 is creating unnecessary drama, because that is what the union is trying to paint. Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. but the union is running out of excuses because this is the talk of the nation. This is not only the talk of New York City, this is the talk of the nation. And I put together a couple of clips of what the discussion was in Congress regarding Medicare Advantage. So I want you guys to check it out.
Ms. Huberty.
Thank you, Chairman Blumenthal, Ranking Member Johnson, and members of the subcommittee. My name is Christine Huberty, and I've served as an attorney at the Greater Wisconsin Agency on Aging Resources since 2015. As an advocate for senior residents of Wisconsin, part of my job is to provide legal assistance to residents experiencing Medicare coverage denials. I'm here today to share my experiences with Medicare Advantage plans routinely denying coverage of skilled nursing facility stays, which endangers the health and safety of beneficiaries, causes unnecessary stress and financial hardship, and many times shifts expenses to the state's Medicaid program. Skilled nursing facilities are intended to be a temporary rehabilitation or nursing care facility after a hospital stay. For example, if a person breaks a hip, needs surgery, their doctor generally recommends several weeks in a skilled nursing facility until they're ready to safely go home. If a senior has original or traditional Medicare, they can expect to receive up to 100 days of coverage for their stay with no hassle. If a senior has a Medicare Advantage plan, however, they can expect to receive a denial well before their doctors even say they're ready to go home. This is despite the requirement that's been discussed that Advantage plans must offer the same benefits and apply the same coverage criteria as original Medicare.
Denial of service or being booted out of a hospital early, I mean, those are probably issues of Medicare as well, correct?
Specifically in the report that we did in the study from April of 2022, what we did though is looked at Medicare Advantage prior authorization denials and how they compared to the rules in original Medicare. And so the findings that 13% of the time original Medicare would have paid raised significant concerns.
Now was that 13% on appeals, or is that 13% across the board in terms of the denials?
That was across the board in terms of denials.
Okay. Well,
As you know, our bill requires, and this is for you, Ms. Tinker, as you know, our bill requires MA plans to report on detailed metrics related to prior authorization delays. By the way, that's how prior authorization is being used now. It's being used to delay care and deny care. That's what it's become a tool to be, is to delay care, hoping the patient dies so they don't have to give any more care, I guess.
do you think just prior authorization itself is the problem, or just not administered properly, or people aren't following the guidelines?
Our work looked at and showed that while prior authorization is useful as a tool in Medicare Advantage, it's that 13% of the time when original Medicare would have in fact paid for those services that created the problem. And our recommendations are really keyed towards how do you make prior authorization work better, and how do you eliminate those times when original Medicare would have paid.
Ms. Fugelston-Binnick,
Imagine that. Imagine the Congress of the United States of America saying that Medicare Advantage is bad. I mean, the union, look, I just broke down that essential worker bonus, that their raises is better than ours, right? That they have in Congress right now. And it's about to get more interesting, people. This is where the show get very, 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 very interesting. And I advise you guys to start, if you want to call in, if you want to discuss this, I advise you guys to start calling in because it's about to get really, really interesting. So there's a reason why Local 100 officers do not do live videos too much, because every time, they lie on their live videos, right? And I catch it every time. I chop it up. I show you guys, facts, receipts, and I've been asking lately, where's the lie? There's a reason why you don't see President Richard Davis doing lives. For one, he don't know the information. He don't know the contract. He's not intelligent at all, right? Nice guy, cool guy when he want to be, but he's not smart, right? And the thing is this, you don't really have to be smart. but you should at least have intelligent people around you. And he has none of that. What he has around him and what other presidents had around them was not smart people. They had people who go along to get along, because it's no secret. If you are released in this union, right, the only way you keep your release time is if you go along to get along. You absolutely do not challenge them. You agree with everything that they say. The minute that you go against any one of those, you're going to go back to your tools. And that's why we don't have an e-board that's for the membership, because most of the e-board are released reps. That's why your reps don't really say anything foul or flagrant about the administration, because they know that they could go back to their tools. And it creates a problem for us, because at the end of the day, we are the ones who's going to suffer. We are the ones who is going to get the small end of the stick. We are the ones who's going to be working in all these unsafe environments, right? It's not them. So Richard Davis, the president, and Secretary Treasurer John Chiarello, they went to a MTA bus depot, right? And I'm telling you guys, the lies that they were telling during this Shopgate was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, the lies that he told during this Shopgate. And you guys know that I chopped up this video, and I'm going to show you guys without a shadow of a doubt that we are being sold out, that we are being lied to, we are being deceived purposely. And maybe some of it is ignorance, because they are not smart, intelligent people, right? And furthermore, they feel that you're not smart. They feel that you don't read. They feel like they sure that you not go do the research. They positive that you not go challenge them. And they pull all these tricks. But tonight, it catches up with them. So let's get to the first clip with Secretary Treasurer John Chiarello and his explicit lies. Check it out.
Be shocked with like small things are. And not such a small thing, the 110 people that had died from COVID, and we got them to pay for the medical benefits. That benefit is about $15 million every year, reoccurring. Every single year, 15 million, 15 million, 15 million for the terms of the 3-year contract. The dental.
Now let's examine that lie. And we're going to use his numbers. So he said that, and I want to pull this up. In fact, let me make this smaller. Let me pull this up so we can know exactly what they're talking about, right? So, wait. So this is the issue with this. Matter of fact, is this one right here. Is this one right here. Let me pull this one up. This is in the contract. This is in the current MOU. And we're going to use his numbers. So he said it's $15 million a year for 110 deceased family members of our coworkers who died, right? So our coworkers died, their families is still going to get medical care, right? Health care, right? And it's right there in the contract. I got it up on the screen. So I was thinking, all right, 15 million, 110 people. If you divide 15 million into 110 people, you get around $136,000. So basically, each family is going to get $136,000 in health care benefits. That's how much the premium is. That's what that's called, right? $136,000. So I said, wait, they're getting the same benefits that we have, because their benefits is going to be like their loved one is still working on a job. They get the same benefits that we have. So if you have 110 deceased family members and 15 million, That equals to about 136,000. So I'm thinking 136,000. All right. So that's how much it is per member. I know that this is wrong. 136,000, and there's 45,000 members in Local 100. So what John Chiarello is lying is saying that basically the MTA paid $6.1 billion in premiums for our health care. Picture that. Picture that. The health care for the COVID, the families of the COVID who died, 15,110 people, that's like $136,000. He's lying. He's lying. Ask Chris Lightbourne. I guarantee you Chris Lightbourne is not going to say the MTA is paying $6.1 billion and John Chiarello is lying. I was told by my brother Alexander Kemp that the number is really around $36,000. So he's lying about the number that they're paying, right? Because he's trying to sell a contract. He's attempting to sell a contract. Now I want to get to the next clip. I'm telling you, these lies is going to blow you guys' mind. It's going to blow your mind. Let's get to the next clip. Let's go.
We run the dental and the optical program, the union. The $4 that Richie was talking about is $4 per member per month. So there's an overall value. That particular part is worth about $3 million.
This is some more deliberate math, right? Deliberately wrong math, right? So first of all, if you want to know why your health, why your vision services is not good, why your dental is not good, he said it themselves. The union is in charge of that, right? That's why our dental and vision is trash. Let's start there. Now, he also said that the MTA increased their contribution for $4, by $4 each member each month, right? So if you do that math, right, $4 times, let's say there's 45,000 members, right? It's about 45,000 members. That's $180,000, right? A month. You multiply 180,000 times 12, you get about $2.1 million. If you listen to the video that Chiarello said, he says it's about $3 million. You can't even round $2.1 million to $3 million. You can't even round it. You round it down. It's around $2 million, right? Now, he's lying because, once again, he's trying to sell a contract. He's trying to boost up the numbers to make the contract more valuable, right? But it's either he's not reading or he definitely know that you're not reading. You're not even reading the MOU, right? Because I'm going to say this. Anyone who is doing a little bit of research, looking at the playing field and reading the MOU, there's no way possible that you could vote yes, right? But once again, he says that this number's around 3 million. You can't round 2.1 million to 3 million. That's not how it works. In fact, if you look at the union contract highlights, you see it right there. 2 million more in vision and dental, right? So in order for him in person to sell his contract, he has to lie to boost up the numbers, right? He got to lie to boost up the numbers to make the contract more valuable, right? That's not building members' trust. Like, these guys are deliberately lying. But let's get into the next clip because I'm not done with him.
This is, experience. If you don't have experienced people working in the administration of the union and then also training the younger people and the people that want to learn this business, we're doomed as a union. And it's very important.
Oh man, this is let me address that right there, right? Now, the only thing that John Chiarello, Richard Davis, Tony Utano, John Samuelson, and the rest of the Stand United crew is experienced at is selling members out. That's where their true experience lie. Now, as far as them wanting to train people and build up the union, they're not interested in training people. Their interest lies on only associating themselves and bringing people in, once again, who don't challenge them, who go along to get along, and who carry their lies. That's it. They not interested in training people. All of their motivation lies in who's going along to get along with them. Not one person that's released publicly speaks out against them. Why? Right? We already know why. But let's get into this next clip because this is very, 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 very disturbing, this one. And I want you guys to really pay attention to this clip. Really pay attention to this clip.
That a no vote for this contract would mean that you go back to the drawing board and you go back to the arbitrator. And those of us here long enough from 2005 remember that because we went on strike, we came back, and the arbitrator ruled that we were going to pay 1.5% towards our health insurance. That's an arbitrator. That's why.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. This is a big one. Now, he's trying to get you with fear. He's trying to get you because he know that you're not going to read or go back and do any research to look at the 2005 arbitration. So he feels that he could go in front of these crew rooms, in these swing rooms, and explicitly lie to the members. This is a big one, people. This is not a little lie. First of all, he said that if you vote no, right, we got to look at his train of thought here when it comes to instilling fear in the members, right? When you look at what he said, and he say, well, if you vote no, you're going to go to arbitration. It don't work like that. If we vote no, they go back to the table. Now, if they decide to go, just say, hey, we don't want to renegotiate, let's just go to arbitration, that means that they just gave up on us. They have no fight. The way it works is that if we don't approve the contract, they have the ability to go back to management and say, hey, my members are not happy with this contract. This is what they want. This is what they seeking, right? But in order for John Chiarello to say, hey, if you vote down the contract, we go to arbitration. And then part two of that lie, if you go to arbitration, the last time we went to arbitration, the arbitrator made us pay 1.5% into our medical. That is a huge lie. And that is what makes me so upset dealing with these people. I mean, these people are straight crooks. It's almost criminal of the lies that they tell and the things that they say and do. Let's pull up what the 2005 arbitration award says. And I got it squared off for you guys right there. In the MOU section 4, the union agreed for the first time that active members would contribute a portion of their biweekly gross wages to the cost of health care. However, in that same section, the 1.5% contributions was specifically agreed upon in order to offset the cost of retiree health benefits. Lord have mercy. Lord. I'm gonna play Black His Lie again.
That a no vote for this contract would mean that you go back to the drawing board and you go back to the arbitrator. And those of us here long enough from 2005 remember that, because we went on strike, we came back, and the arbitrator ruled that we were going to pay 1.5% towards our health insurance. That's an arbitrator. That's why.
Ladies and gentlemen, the arbitrator did not rule that. As you could see, it said the union agreed to that in the arbitration award, right? And furthermore, I want to pull this up because this is from the MOU itself for that contract. This is for, oh man, like this. I mean, their lies, man. Let me read this to you guys. Effective upon payment of the first general wage increase provided in Section 2A of this agreement, all active employees will contribute 1.5% of their biweekly gross wages to offset the cost of retiree health benefits. In future years, the 1.5% contribution rate shall be increased by the extent to which the rate of increase in the cost of health benefits exceeds general wage increases. This contribution will be on a pre-tax basis. What is John Chiarello talking about? This is the lie. I mean, it's sickening. These are the lies. They act like this stuff is not on the internet. They act like we cannot read. They act like we cannot do research. This is the reason why they do not come on progressive action. They are some devilish liars. They are some devilish liars. And I'm telling you, it is sickening, the lies that they tell. We paid that 1.5% in which the union agreed. This was not an arbitrator decision, right? This was not an arbitrator decision. I want to pull that up on the screen one more time and then call us. I am going to get to you right after I pull this up on the screen one more time. It explicitly says in the MOU Section 4, the union agreed for the first time that active members would contribute a portion of their biweekly gross wages to the cost of health care. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? But these are the lengths they will go to lie to us, because once again, and in part, it's our fault because we don't do enough reading. We don't do enough research. They know that you're not going to do the research. They know that you're not doing the reading. They know that you're going to blindly follow them because that's what they want. That's what they thrive off of. Blind followers. This is why they do not come on Progressive Action TV to discuss this stuff in real time, because they are cold-blooded liars. They are cold-blooded liars. Let's get into the first caller. Caller 6483, you now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, 6483. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Is that me?
That's you. It's you.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, how you doing? It's Operator Garcia. Once again, yes.
How you doing? What's on your mind tonight, bro?
Okay, it's Operator Garcia. I'm sorry. The other show is playing. I don't know. It's buggy today.
Yeah, what's on your mind? Let's get to it.
You can. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, let's get to it. Unfortunately, it's one of those days, and I thought about it. Should I even call or should I even express myself? Because sometimes it's a little scary, and I just want to make it clear to everyone. Like I told everyone, even on Facebook and everywhere, we love our families. We're union people. We love being union members. Our job has changed, and we're not enemies. we're definitely not enemies. We just want the truth, and that's what we're seeking, the truth on everything, and that's what I want people to understand. That anyone that's speaking out is not an enemy. We're just trying to bring everything to the light and make sure that members know what they're getting themselves into. Like with the Medicaid Advantage, it's real bad because they say it's just retired members, but what makes you think that they're not going to come after our insurance coverage after? Another thing is that no union president in the history of the unions have dared to go after the retirees and attack the retirees. It's like a holy grail. And it's bad because they made it to retirement. A lot of us don't make it to retirement. A lot of us, unfortunately, die on the job. We have serious medical conditions. We get permanently disabled, and we don't make it all the way to retirement. So, going back to the Medicaid Advantage, just making it such a hassle just to make a medical coverage. We already have to deal with a lot of paperwork for everything we do. We call out sick, we got to fill out paperwork just for, calling out sick. When we come back, we got to fill out paperwork. And then you start to figure out the system and what you have to do. And sometimes you don't know. You're a new member. You don't know that you're supposed to fill out this form. You're supposed to fill out that form. And then everything else gets very complicated. Workers' comp, FMLA, everything's very complicated when they already have our information. They already know what happened to us. Why do they have to put us through so many loops? And I'm surprised there's nothing in the contract regarding workers' comp. There's nothing in the contract regarding safety or any type of protocol protecting us from so we can make it home for our families. And then another thing is that I want to say I was kind of scared to speak out and say what I have to say because I know everyone's watching. I know everyone's hearing. Everyone's listening. And those people that, just feel like they have to do whatever the union says and get upset and get worked up, it's not about them. It's about us right now and about our families and our personal safety. And that's why this contract falls very short.
Very, very short. So it's definitely a vote note from you. 2 weeks straight, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks straight, and I'm going to continue. And no matter what people say, and I was hesitant to even get involved because I'm one of those guys that's a straight shooter. I have a clean record. I always come to work. I do my job, and I do everything I have to do, but then, like you said, no matter what, even if you do that, eventually, it's still gonna affect you. They're still gonna come after you. So why hide underneath a rock and feel like you can't speak up? And ever since I spoke up about what happened to you. And I don't want you to comment because I know it's a legal matter and everything. But ever since I knew that they were willing to break a member's leg, I was very scared and suspicious of it, and I was upset. And every time I would bring it up, they'll say, "You why are you bringing it up? Why are you talking about that?" And I said, "Wow, really? People are gonna strong arm me? I thought there was a union, and we're allowed to discuss and speak the truth." And you shouldn't be telling us yes. You should be telling us yes because of this. These are the positives. No, because these are the negatives. And you make your decision. But we're gonna present to you the positive and the negative of this contract, and the real risk voting it down or accepting it, as opposed to just saying yes, vote for it, yes, and we're gonna say whatever it takes for you to say yes. It shouldn't be that way, and I hope that people wake up and get involved and let people know, and also let people know that it's not just a few that are upset. There's a lot of people that are upset, and it's not like instigators or anyone that is like causing the rift, that we're trying to split the union, that we're trying to divide people. We're not. We're not. I don't think any of us want us split or fighting each other, or department going against department, or any type of conflict. We just want to come into work, get paid justly, do our jobs, and come home safely. That's all most of us want, and I think that that's what the union should be fighting for. And even with the teachers union, I think we have to have some type of caution, because we don't know the details, if any, of Medicaid Advantage, because most of the municipal labor council was pushing this, which gets me kind of suspicious also. Why is everyone pushing this in the state, and they're getting a lot of resistance? They're getting a lot of lawsuits.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they feel like the members owe them something, and the members should answer to them, as opposed to we having to work together. And the union, we are the union. They're not entitled to that position. We put them there to represent us, especially, and for those people that don't have a voice, those people that are deceased or ill or disabled, or whose families cannot have a voice, and also for the retirees that can't vote for the contract. So all these disenfranchised groups, they speak for, and we have to speak for them also. And it's bad that they're just cutting all these people out, and even cutting us out, as if it's their union and it's not our union. And they forget the history of what a union and how the unions were formed, and how many people gave up their lives so workers could have a voice at the table, and to be able to collectively fight and not have to work 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Mm-hmm. The whole point was a better lifestyle. And I don't think this contract gives us a better lifestyle. It just keeps us not even at the same level. It drops us down, because we're just taking a low ball. And then on top of that, we're being told that it's a high ball, and we're lucky that we have jobs, and we're lucky that we are able to keep working. But at what point do we say it's too much? It's overbearing.
The point,
and we're working too many hours, and yeah.
The point is now, you know what I'm saying? Let me ask you: are you Celso Garcia on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, yeah. You've been putting
and I don't have to hide. I don't. Yeah.
I want to say you've been.
I don't
You've
have to
been.
hide. I don't have to hide.
I don't know where you came from, but you've been putting a lot of information out there. You have been. I could tell that you've been doing your research. You have been challenging the administration on the union page. I think at one point they even deleted you or blocked you or something like that. But I definitely appreciate you speaking out against the atrocities that we are facing as members. And I just wish that a lot of people could just follow your lead. You know what I'm saying? Because it's obvious that you're doing the research, you're taking the time to understand what's going on.
And I'm just saying, I've been a part of 3 different unions, and the same thing has been going on, and And it's unfortunate because what happens is that people get railroaded, people get fired every day, and then you have to rebuild your life, and you have to put your how can I say, you gotta do things as best you can to get it together and survive. And
Yeah.
that's what we're all trying to do. In the end of the day, we're all trying to
Well, I
survive
tell you, well,
and carry ourselves.
let me say this, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in. Let me get to the next callers. Your point of
Yeah, definitely, because it's not about me, about you, it's about everyone.
yeah, we
You
go
know?
try to get as many people as we
Yeah.
can. Thanks for calling in, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you, and have a good day, all right?
You too.
And I'll be listening to your show, okay?
All right, cool. Thanks. Share it out.
Have a
Share it
good day.
out. Don't forget to share it out. Yeah, so I mean, listen, I want to hear from you guys. This is not about Tremel Thompson. This platform was made because I want us to encourage each other to start speaking up. I get it. It's hard because especially in MapStore, you speak out against the union. A lot of people don't know in other parts of this union how it works. In MapStore, you speak out against the union, you won't get no days off. You won't get no overtime. They control a lot of things over there in MapStore. So anybody who speaks out in MapStore, I salute you, because that means that you don't care what they could do to you and you could hold your own, right? So us in TA, like us as train operators, conductors, we call management for overtime or supervision for overtime and for days off. It don't work like that in MapStore. In MapStore, they got to go to the union. So if you speak out against the union, guess what they go do? They go retaliate against you like they managers, because that's what the mentality of MapStore is. They breed managers. More managers are made out of MapStore than any other part of this union, right? Any other part of this union. They got manager mentalities. You speak to Richie Davis. He has a manager mentality. You speak to the guy who Richie Davis hired for the union, Barry Roberts. Barry Roberts was a union guy. He retired as a superintendent. Richie Davis hired him for the union, even though he was a superintendent, right? But MapStore breeds more managers, more supervisors than any other department in transit. That's just how they function. Let me get to the next caller. Caller 8775. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Michael Pecoraro. I'm calling from actually Freeport, Long Island.
Freeport, Long Island. What is your title in New York City Transit if you're a transit worker?
I was a bus operator. My retirement was approved 1 month ago. Disability retirement from getting hurt on the job.
I definitely want to hear from you. Now, were you OA, TA? What was your what division you worked in?
I was actually ATU 1056. They
ATUs.
actually sat in on the negotiations. They went ATU 1056, which is we're just for Queens.
I got you.
Queens,
Got you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. What's on your mind regarding the situation with the retiree benefits and stuff like that?
Well, first of all, like you said, and I want to applaud you for telling the truth. They were telling you $15 million for 110 employees, and it's actually not 136,000. It's 36,000, because I was told a long time ago that medical benefits cost about approximately half of your pay. So every time they get rid of a bus operator, or they use 2 bus operators on articulated buses instead of 3 buses on operators on regular buses, they now save money on medical. So it's 36,000 times 110 employees that passed away. That's just under $4 million, and they were saying $15 million in their shop game. The other thing is we've been paying 1.5 for our since 2005 strike to continue to have the same benefits when we retire. Now they want to take it away. My brother's a New York City school teacher. They just went through the same thing. They were trying to do it through negotiations. They didn't allow it. They're trying to push it through on the New York City school teachers. Just cut theirs, and they're suing them like crazy. And they actually won the first time around. They're suing the city. But we've worked now almost 18 years contributing 1.5 to have the same benefits when we retire, and now they're trying to negotiate it away. And that alone makes this a bad contract. You guys, you got to realize you might have 5, 10, 15 years. You're going to be a retiree, either through injury or do your 25 years. You're going to be a retiree, and you don't want to have lousy medical when you retire.
See, I'm glad that you called in because that number of the 36,000 was the number. I think I was told like 38,000 or 30. It definitely was not $130 something thousand. And his
No,
his math
that's
was
more than the salary. I was told a long time ago that approximately half your regular salary is what goes for medical for the family. And also, those medicals, what about these 110 families? Maybe they didn't have children. Maybe they were single. So they're not paying for 110, and as they age out of the system, they're not paying for families. They might be paying for a spouse if these 110 were married. I know from our side, we lost about 70 out of ATU, and most of them were single guys.
See, I'm glad that you brought that. See, that's why I like this show because you guys think about things that I may overlook, right? You're 100% right. Not all, I guarantee you, not all 110 people who passed away. First of all, I don't understand how every month that number gets smaller. I mean, we was up to like 180 and then it's down to 110. That's a whole nother
It
story.
was 180. Well, 110 in the TWU 100, but it was another 70 or 80 more in ATU 1056 and ATU 726 of Staten Island. We were destroyed in Queens. We lost 10 people in my depot alone.
Wow. But the fact that you brought up, like I said, I overlooked it, is that's a guarantee. All 110 people didn't have a family. Or maybe they had a family or they wasn't married, their kids was past 26, right? Because I know now that you say that,
right.
I know at least 3 people who passed away who had grown kids and wasn't married or was divorced, right?
Yeah, they were. Remember, the COVID one after the elderly people with diabetes and high blood pressure, that didn't hit the young as much as it hit the old. So it didn't hit a lot of young families. It hit the people that were near retirement, at retirement, just retired. That's who went after the hardest.
Yeah, you're 100%. See, and that alone right there shows you that they not being honest. They being deceitful. They purposely using wrong math. They trying to sell a contract that's not really worth anything. And us members, and it's not even about TWU Local 100, ATU, any of the ATUs or whatever the case is. We all work for the same company.
It's all the same.
Yeah, we all work for the same company.
It's trickle. We get what you get. We get what you get, and I don't know how long. And I'm sorry to interrupt you. Back in 2005, and I put it on earlier. 2005, BW 100 initially voted down the contract. We were told to take the contract to give you guys a backdoor in. We accepted it, and then when they would go before they even got to arbitration, they gave you the same contract that you initially voted down. They gave you on the second time around when they voted it in. Mm-hmm. That was our contract. We were the only time that the tail wagged the door. Usually, it's you guys get the contract, and then we just tweak it a little bit for Queens.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Now, when you first came on today, onto the show, did you say that you retired a month ago, but you was
I forgot my first check a month ago. It took 13 months. 13 months. I applied January 10th of 2022 for disability retirement. I have 2 bad knees. One I had my knee replaced. The other one I'm going to get done this year. The other one I got February of 22. I have a herniated and bulging disc in my neck that prevents me from sleeping well, and another one in my left lower back, both on my left side, that bothers me when I'm walking and standing. So I applied January 10th of 2022. I'm sorry, yeah, I got me right. Yeah, 2022 I applied for it. It was finally approved May 1st of 2023, and they paid me 13 months back pay.
Got you. Now let me ask you,
at like 2/3.
What pensions you at 2/3? So you have NICEs.
I'm nicer. Yeah, I'm nicer.
Okay, yeah,
340
not.
J Street. It's actually easy to go down there now.
So yeah, that's I was wondering with the retiree benefit what they call that, what you call that again when you retire on 2/3, um disability retirement.
Well, no, it's 1/3. It's 1/3. You're talking about police get 3/4. We only get 1/3.
Gotcha.
So I'm taking the hit. I had 21, 22 years, and I would have got 41 or 42%. Now I'm getting 33%.
Wow.
But I can't do it. My back is too messed up. But I'm making it up on the Social Security disability side. I'm getting what I would get at 67, and I'm 57. So I was there for 9/11. I was there in 2001 is when I started. I've seen this job get shittier. But you guys got to realize something. They were very eager with this contract. Because after I have like my whole family's in like civil service. My brother was a school teacher. My son's NYPD. They just got a 28% raise. They got a decent contract. Why are they giving away these contracts so fast right now? They're giving the tentative agreement with the teachers, the one with DC 37, the one with you guys. They can't get employees right now. Our value as employees is as great as it's ever going to be, and we should use that to our advantage. I'm not working no more. You guys should get more money, but don't sell out the retirees because you're all going to be retirees in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Because that's what we fought for in 2005, is not to sell out the unborn and not to sell out the retirees. So right now, they can't even hire bus operators fast enough. They have an open schedule for tests for bus operators. If you look, it's open 20. You can schedule a test for a bus operator anytime. Nobody wants to give up the marijuana and the weed. That's a little bit part of it, or their lifestyle. Dude, it's the truth. I've been saying this for the last couple of years. You got a whole generation who's been able to smoke weed and ride the bus for free. Now they don't want to pay.
You know, it's so funny that you say that because I had actually tweeted that today, that the MTA retention numbers, it's like a revolving door because people don't want to give up their marijuana, right?
Yeah.
People don't want to start at $20-something an hour, and they don't want to give up their weekends. That's exactly what you're going to do when you come to New York City Transit, especially in your 20s.
The first 5 years is a sacrifice. Your kids are gonna grow up. You got to have a good spouse. I was a single dad the first 5 years. Thank God my parents helped me. It was hard.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard until I got like where I can pick weekends, even though I was working super late, where I could pick weekends off and spend time with my kids. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And this job, for you to make money, once you get about 15 years in a job, you could pick a 65-hour run, make 100. Now, under the new contract, you're going to make decent money,
Mm-hmm.
but you should be making more. Your value is more than $41 an hour. It's more than that. Like you said, the rate of inflation is higher. Why did they give this amount so fast? Because they want to keep what they got. Why did they give a teacher's contract so fast? Because they want to bring in people. And here's another thing, and this pisses me off. There's nothing you can do about that. The people who got sick in 2020 and 2021 and worked through COVID on our job, and a lot of them have were forced to retire or got sick for many different reasons, they're now retired and not going to get that $4,000 essential bonus. And meanwhile, the people in 2020 and 2021 who were out on unemployment, not working, had no job, are going to get our essential worker bonus, which is basically for COVID. It's kind of a slap in the face.
Nah, it never was for COVID. I believe that was a lie. If it was for COVID, like you said,
Well, they won't say for COVID. They won't say for COVID. They want to say essential worker. They're not going to say for COVID, because if they said for COVID, they'd have to do it differently.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree, man. But thanks for calling in. And it's refreshing to hear from, I never spoke to you before. I don't know who you are, but it's refreshing to hear that we are on the same page. I'm not, because they want to make people think that, oh, he's lying, he's being untruthful, it's propaganda. This is not propaganda. These are facts. And I'm not alone thinking
Now that I'm
about
retired,
this.
I'm able to see more. Listen, I was not a big shot in my union, but I spoke up, and the union knew me as somebody who would speak the truth, whether it was for them or against them. I ran for financial secretary in my union. I ran for shop steward. I ran for assistant shop. I ran for executive board. Because I'm a rebel without a cause, I never got elected. But people still come to me, and they call me for advice about workers' comp and all other issues going on, because I know the system. And the reason I was a rebel is I knew how to take a person or not to take a person and get in trouble. These people would get in trouble all the time, taking personals, going off route, and doing all kinds of stuff. And the management hated the fact that I knew my rules.
That's how it works. You know your rules. You know you can almost wiggle out of anything.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, and I thank you, because I listen to your show now more than I could before, because I'm retired. And 99, and I'm not saying to you, you say everything based on the facts, and that's more important. Get the facts out there. I truly hope they vote down this thing and go back to the table. But we know there's greedy people who are just going to see the money. And, this one really went after the bus operators, $4 an hour more for articulated buses. And, three, and three, those raises should be a lot more. And you should not be giving them getbacks. And there should be a lot more in this contract about working conditions. The whole time I was on the job, not one contract addressed working conditions. Not one, up until this day, has done anything to make the working conditions better and the quality of life better. Nothing's been done for that.
I agree. Well, thanks for calling in. You expressed some
Thank you for
valid
speaking the
points.
truth.
Don't be a stranger to the show, okay? I would love to hear more from you, being that you retired now.
Well, I'll speak up for the retirees and the recent retired.
All right, sounds good, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you so much.
He came on and he was dropping jewels. He said something that I overlooked. John Chiarello said 110 families died from COVID. Not all 110 people needed health benefits because they probably were single, kids was grown, wasn't married, and things of that nature. So that is a lie within itself. That was a lie within itself. Listen, I need you guys to call in. If more people call in, I'll take a couple of more calls. And I want to hear what you guys got to say. Call in live, 563-999-3714. I want to give a shout out to Jason Blake on YouTube. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Look, they're going to try to, paint us as the bad guys. Don't listen to those guys. Don't listen to those guys because, they don't know what they talking about. I want to play that John Chiarello clip again. Let me play that John Chiarello clip again.
This is, experience. If you don't have experienced people working in the administration of the union, and then also training the younger people and the people that want to learn this business, we're doomed as a union. And it's very important.
What experience is he talking about? What experience is he talking about? They're only experienced in selling us out. That's the only thing they experienced in, is selling us out. They want to make us think that we're wrong. We don't know what we talking about. Oh, those guys on the internet. Don't listen to those guys on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like they are out of their mind. Out of their mind if they believe that. I mean, yo, you got to laugh at this because they really think that, I don't care what everybody else is doing, but we talk about this stuff at Progressive Action. We read things, we brainstorm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do the research, we put the time in every single day, no days off. And it's so easy to discuss all of the union administration missteps. It's easy to expose them because they don't do the reading themselves. They don't do the research themselves. This is what This is who they are. They feel that they could come into your crew room, your swing room, and say, hey, we are the union and you are to listen to us because we just not go sell you out. That is BS. That is BS. And John Chiarello go say, yo, you know, in that clip, I don't think I put the clip up there, but he said, why would Richie Davis sell out the retirees and his father's a retiree? Richie Davis only cares about Richie Davis. That's obvious. If Richie Davis is allowing you to lie to the members deliberately, you think he really care about anyone else but outside of Richie Davis? Richie Davis only cares about Richie Davis and whoever's going along to get along with him. That's all Richie Davis care about. Right? But these people deliberately lie. Deliberately lie. Right? And Richie Davis, oh man, like we are in a bad space. And I tried to give Richie Davis some game, and he tried to pull a January 6th on me at the mass membership meeting. You know, he actually threatened me at the mass membership meeting. He know what he did. You know, all this stuff that happened with me, I can't really talk about it, but Richie Davis know his role in this whole entire thing. That's why what happened to me and you know, the newspapers hopped out. He was the first one to give a statement. Because, you know, but we gonna figure all this out. We're going to definitely, you know, figure all of this out. But I want to show you guys something that I read today in Dr. Claude Anderson book about economics. And I want to read this to you guys real quick. It says, accordingly, Black conservatives who place their personal advancement above the welfare of their race often gain significant personal and financial benefits, recognition, and access to power. They are anointed by whites as leaders and touted as role models. In political and social situations, a Black conservative is closely akin to Sambo in Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom's Cabin. In an historical context, a Sambo was Black America's worst nightmare. The stereotypical Sambo was more than a minstrel man, a buffoon, and a plantation darky. Sambo represented the extraordinary success of social control, which was the ultimate goal of a slavery conditioning process that transplanted a white mindset into a Black personality. I don't think y'all ready to have that conversation. I mean, you could almost look at every, and it's sad to say, you can almost look at every Black person in this union that fit that description. Sad to say. Let me get to the next caller. Caller 0923, you now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good evening, my brother. This is Miss H. How you doing?
Oh, what's
Jamal?
going on, Miss H? How you doing? What's going on? What's on your mind?
Welcome back, my brother, and welcome back. I was waiting. I was waiting for your return. I'm glad you're back. Oh my God, you look good. You look
Thank you.
good. As you know, I'm not really into you're welcome, baby. I'm not really into politics, but I've been watching what I can see with TW because they blocked me on their Facebook page and everything. But some people have been sending me little bits and pieces of information. And with that being said, I put it on Facebook and blow them up because it's not over. They still do me dirty. Monique Rondon, I see she's running for office. So everything she said she has experience is not true because she did not help me at all. I helped myself, and you helped me, my brother, with my workers' comp case, the Ford, everything. It's just really um, amazing to me that some members are still falling for the okey doke. And I have one question for you, my brother.
Yes.
Okay, if all the members vote no, do they have to go back to the table, or they go do the okey doke and like, okay, they find something and we get this contract,
Now,
this bullshit contract?
if we vote no, see, they playing games with members, right? So if we vote no, they supposed to go back to the table. If you listen to the clip that I played with John Chiarella,
Supposed to.
yeah, but
Mhm.
what they going to do is that they don't care about the members because they're going to get their money regardless. They good. They could retire. A lot of them could retire. John Chiarello is 56 years old.
Mhm.
He got the time and the age to retire, right? So he don't really care about this contract, right? So what they're going to do if we vote no, they're going to purposely send it to arbitration, hoping that the arbitrator give us a bad deal. But I'm gonna tell you this: the MTA is very smart, right?
Ooh.
The MTA is very smart. The MTA don't want us to go to arbitration because the MTA know that we're going to get.
Oh.
They know that we're going to get more out of arbitration than what they would give us. So this is a point in time right now where we already showed that the teachers get more wage percentages than us. They got a better contract than us. I got
And you
NYPD.
saw NYPD what they got.
Yeah,
You
NYPD
see
got
what
better than us, right?
NYPD got, and Pat, he went out like a champ. They union, Pat Lynch, what's his name?
Pat Lynch.
With the hair?
Pat Lynch.
Him. He went out with a bang.
Yeah, but
28%.
exactly. But the thing is that now the correction officers go settle a contract soon. Theirs probably go mirror the police officers, right? And then who else they compared this to? FDNY during the last arbitration. All of
What
those.
about the nurses? The nurses.
Yeah, but they didn't in the last arbitration that we got. They didn't compare us to nurses. They compared us to DC 37, NYPD, FDNY, and corrections. Right. All of those.
MTA.
You said what?
MTA compares to NYPD.
No, the arbitrator did.
MTA
No, the arbitrator did.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
But that's how we got during that arbitration. We got higher raises, right? That's why John Chiarello didn't talk about he only mentioned the 2005 arbitration, but he lied about that. Why didn't he mention the 2009? The 2009 arbitration,
Yes.
we got substantial raises, right? Better rate. Check this out. Better raises than what we actually negotiated for now. So if we was to go to arbitration and if we vote no and go to arbitration, the MTA is going to try to avoid that, and they're going to work out a deal, and it's going to make the union look bad that we had to force them back to the table to go get us more, because we're going to get more one way or the other. Either the MTA go give us more because they don't want to go to arbitration, or the arbitrator is going to give us more. I mean, all the evidence that's out there is going to point to that. I mean, I hope so. I hope so too.
Okay. Because my life is on the line because I don't know if you know, but I don't have to work no more. I'm out. I'm done. I don't have to drive that stinking bus no more. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. MTA determined me permanently disabled. So my last thing I have to do is turn in my paperwork for disability. But I just heard the last homeboy, it took him 13 months to get approved. Oh, God.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
I'm working on something else to see about that 10-year workers' comp. That's true. I'm working on that.
yeah, 10 years
Because I'm
workers' comp.
tired. I don't want to do this no more.
I feel you. I feel
So
you.
I want that. I want SSI, and I want the disability MTA, because I gave them 13, 15 years. My blood, sweat, and tears. I knew I wasn't going to make it to no 25, 55. No, fuck y'all. I'm out. Give me what y'all can give me. Good luck to the members. Vote no, long as I can, to expose the the lies, the okie doke with Richard Davis, Don Yates, Monique Smiley Mondon, and the rest of the so-called union members that post and represent bus operators, transit, MTA employees. Y'all not representing us at all. Y'all representing yourselves, filling your pockets. and not hours because everything is going up. Nothing's going down. And with the retirement, I'm gonna be screwed because I still have a teenager son. He's growing. He's gonna be 18, and he needs health insurance until he's 26. They just kicked my daughter off, and she's scrambling trying to find insurance for herself. It's hard.
Yeah.
And like that man said, at the beginning working, I was a single parent of 3, trying to find babysitters, working the weekends, and I was like, one day I'm gonna be free. My children will grow up. Days gonna be easier as far as me picking, But I was still getting off late, and the money wasn't even worth it. And then what happened? I got attacked at work, minding my goddamn business.
Mm-hmm.
Now the left side of my neck is injury. They talking about they want to do surgery on my neck. Jamal,
Mm-hmm.
screws, 10 screws in the back of my neck and 5, 4 in the front. I don't know. I'm getting a second, third opinion because I don't know about that.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Because they say I have trauma on the left side of my neck due to that assault, that attack. On May 5th, 2022, it's been a year already. And you know what? Nobody from the union didn't call me. Hey, Miss H, how you doing? We see your anniversary of your attack came and went.
Mm-hmm.
It's pathetic.
Very.
My brother, I'm waiting for the truth. What happened to you? That shit was fucked up.
Yeah, but we ain't go.
And I wish
We
you
not.
nothing but
We
the
not gonna
best.
talk. We not gonna talk about that right now.
I
But
know,
but
I know. I'm just
I-
roasting my thing.
I hear you. It's a
But
lot of
I
members
just
that feel.
wish you the best.
Thank
Feel
you.
better.
I appreciate it. Thank you. That was
Yes,
Miss.
and please continue
Yeah, I hear you.
to fight, my brother. Continue to fight, and I'm with you.
Got you. Thank
Please.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
That was Miss H. She's very passionate about what's going on here. You know, she was assaulted on the bus. They like dragged her off the bus and jumped her. You know, and the union used that video for their propaganda at the mass membership meeting, in which I feel that was wrong. Let's get to the next caller. Caller 6410. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Felice,
Fel-
and I'm calling from Brooklyn. Conductor.
Conductor Felice calling from Brooklyn.
hear me?
How are you doing? I hear you
Yeah.
loud and clear. What's on your mind?
I am good. All I have to say is we have to vote no. First off, inflation, that's not even the subject. MTA has bonds that they have to be paying back. And it's in the billions. And they're trying to pay it on our backs. Okay? So it's in our best interest. Let it go to arbitration. Let it go to arbitration. Because the arbitrator, they're going to look at the inflation. And they're going to put the cost of living into that. Whereas we would get what we deserve. Not no 3%. You can't do anything with 3%. We're behind the 8 ball already. And MTA is a cue ball, and the damn union is getting ready to hit it.
Lord, listen.
So our best interest.
Hold on. I'm going to
Hmm?
slow you down a little bit. You said something very important, that the MTA owe money in bonds, and they trying to pay back those bonds on the backs of us. See, that's
Right.
I mean, listen, there's so many smart and intelligent people in this union, and they are thinking, you know, she's thinking the bonds, sellout contracts. She's thinking arbitration, cost of living. The arbitrator's going to factor in
And
cost of living.
on top of that,
Yeah, keep rolling.
on top of that, they're selling more bonds this month. Okay? And it has to be paid back. And I think it's Blackstone Group. Those are the ones that have the majority of the bonds. Trust and believe. They're going to pay them. They're the ones that tell them what to give us in order for them to get paid. All I'm saying is vote no. That's it. Let them go back and renegotiate if they negotiated at all.
How much time you have on the job?
Going on 8 years.
We almost got the same time. See, this is what I'm talking about, people. People with 8 years, less than 10 years, 5 years, 1 year. Listen to your coworkers, right? Listen to the people that's on this program. We all are not stupid. They want us to not believe our eyes. They want us to not believe what we are reading. They want to discredit this platform and the people that come on this platform. She just said something very important that people
Nah,
don't even
nah.
discuss.
I've been
Yeah.
yes, and that's the thing. I'm like, okay, you know what? The bonds has been ever since the 70s. They've been giving out bonds and stuff like that. That's why they always been broke. They always been broke. And right now not the time for us just to be accepting piecemeal. It's not going to feed you because you're going to be in further debt than you are now.
That's how it
Especially
works
for those who
economically.
are working overtime to try to pay something.
That's how it works.
Huh?
That's how it works economically. If we say yes to this contract, at the end of this
Yeah, so I mean,
contract,
come on.
we're going to be poorer at the end of this contract. You know, this is basic economics.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, this is basic economics.
Because if you look at the last contract that we had and the one that they're trying to propose, we're going to be behind at least about 5%, 5 or 6%.
And what you were saying
And
about
right now,
explain the overtime
Huh?
part about workers working more overtime.
but they work more overtime. All they doing is just putting more doggone tax money into the doggone tax coffers because you're not going to bring home all but so much, and your dollar's not worth as much as it was 5 years ago.
Bomb. I need that Funk Master Flex bomb. People is coming up here today. Every caller that called in today was dropping bombs and dropping different bombs. This is very important what she's saying. I really hope that you guys are absorbing. You have anything else on your mind that you want to say to the members?
All I have to say is when you get this contract, take the time to actually read it and read it with understanding, not looking at the dollars that they're trying to give you because all that's going to be taxed. And you're not really even going to realize it in your pocket. Read the contract and vote no. All right. Have a good night.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Oh man, the callers is rolling in, man. Listen. Everybody is calling in, dropping knowledge. I want somebody to call. Somebody want to vote yes? Let's have that conversation. Anybody is for the contract? Because I want to have a discussion of what they like and why. Like, we got to be smart about this. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the next caller. Caller 7137. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, Brother Jamel, what's going on?
What's going on? Who is this? What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Matthew from the Bronx, Kingsbridge, OA Depot.
OA
Bus
Depot.
operator.
There we go. OA Depot, bus operator. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I know this is what you've been waiting for. All right, so first and foremost, wages. That's the number one. That's main table, right? You said that previously.
Mm-hmm.
Wages is always main table in medical.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of that essential bonus, we need that 1% raise. We need that 1% extra on top of the 3. You get what I'm saying? $41.08 as a bus operator in 2025, it's not going to be worth nothing. You can't feed your family. You can't live off of that. No matter how good of a quality of life contract they keep pushing, it ain't going to work. If you can't put gas in your gas tank, if you can't put food on your table for you and your family, your benefits mean nothing if your wages don't reflect that. It's an automatic no vote.
Look at that. Look at what he's saying. He's called. First of all, I explained to you guys how the OA depots work. First of all, I want to salute you for calling in, right? And by you being a bus operator, you're benefiting off this contract more than any other title because you know you guys get the $2 extra in Arctic pay, and you still feel that you should vote no, right? I can't like it. There's a lot of bus operators that feel like this, specifically in MAP store, but you know they're going to quietly vote no, and we got to be careful with this because we can't allow the union to collect our ballots. Don't allow them to mail it off for you. You are a grown man, grown woman. That ballot come to your mailbox. You vote no, and you put it in the mailbox. Do not give anything to the reps. And you mentioned something important about, you know, the dollar amount that basically bus operators going to be making, and it's still not enough to survive in this city, right? What's the what percentage raises do you think that we should get?
Obviously, right now, anywhere between 18 and 20% over 3 or 4 years is what's needed. Or, you could compare it to NYPD, FDNY, everybody else. I keep hearing, oh, we can't compare it to them. At the end of the day, if you work for New York City Transit, you're a civil servant, right? This job still has some type of prestige to it. So the MTA, not only the MTA, the union, gotta respect that, because it seems like the MTA respecting the members more than the own union is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
my
that's a
God.
bad look. That's a bad look.
Oh my God.
Trust me, yo, Mel, I could do my hours and I could be in and out. I don't gotta work my audios. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this don't affect me in that type of manner where I can't speak about it.
Yo, listen to what he said. He said the MTA have more respect for the workers than our own union does, right? That oh my God. I don't think they ready for that conversation right there, bro. That the MTA know our value more than what our union knows. The MTA knows our value more than what the union knows, and the MTA purposely shortchange us because they know our union reps is going to accept it. Right or wrong, bro?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
Man, y'all giving me the chills today on this show, man. I'm loving conversating with you guys. And let me ask you a question: do you think that the union administration should be doing what we doing over here at Progressive Action and put themselves on Front Street and actually take live calls and have a live forum for members to ask questions and question what's really going on?
Absolutely. Communication is key at the end of the day, right? You got a lot of new hires. You got senior guys that don't even know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? Communication is key. And when you leave your membership in the shadow, well, then again, that's probably the agenda, right? But it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's definitely not a good look. Because if I'm looking up to you as my leadership, I don't want this. You know what I'm saying? You spoke about the retention earlier. There's a lot of new hires that's ready to walk out the door. They just waiting for a phone call from somewhere else.
That's a fact. I think next show I'm gonna have me a bomb. I gotta steal Funkmaster Flex bomb. Y'all all dropping bombs today from different angles, man. Different angles.
Anyway, Mel, I gotta run, and I know you probably got more callers, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for calling in, man. Don't be a stranger.
You already.
Thanks. Look at that, man. Everybody dropping bombs from different angles over here, man. The callers is calling in. They rocking and rolling. Let's get to the next caller. Caller 8775. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name and where you calling from?
All right, I'm a repeat caller. I spoke to you a little while ago. It's Mike Pecoraro from Queens Village.
My retiree friend.
Living in,
my retiree friend. Let's go.
Yes.
What's going on now?
Think about this. This is my question to you, and you can go out with it. Think about this. In the 30 years that I've been dealing with MTA, I go back talking to other drivers before my time. They've never had a contract on time. They gave you a contract within 2 weeks of the expiration of your contract. They're more worried about losing us than we are about losing them. We're worth more now than we ever were, and now is the time to jump on that. Now is the time to get the biggest raise you can. We got screwed over in that last contract that came through in the middle of COVID, before and right after COVID, than now. Now is the time to jump on those raises.
I agree. If it's not now, it's gonna be never. We would never probably ever experience another COVID again in our lifetime, right? If we couldn't get it now, how we go get it later?
Once every 100 years. Once every 100 years.
Yeah, basically, because the last
They say
one was
once every 100 years is a
the Spanish flu was in the like 1930s or something like that. Um,
yeah, it was 19. No, not. You take this demonic truck out of my phone. I'm on the. I'm sorry.
yeah,
In 1918.
1918, somewhere
Spanish
around there,
flu
right? Yeah, yeah.
was the last time.
So, and then when you really think,
1918.
when you think about these wage increases, right? Like we got 3%, and then I think 3.5% or something like that. Our last contract, the highest percentage we got was 2.75. So you trying to tell me that it's only a 0.25 difference between our contract before COVID and then our contract after COVID? Like that's insane. That's just insane. It don't even make no sense.
We proved the frontline employees of the MTA proved our worth during COVID. When nobody else was going to work, you couldn't stop at a 7-Eleven, they were closed. You couldn't stop at a Dunkin' Donuts, they were closed. You couldn't get no food, you couldn't get no bathroom. People were sleeping inside the banks because they couldn't get inside McDonald's and all that other stuff. They were sleeping inside the banks, the homeless, if you remember. And we were still out there every day breathing that crap in. I got COVID twice during that thing, and my bones are still hurting from it. I know people who had breathing issues. My shop steward had to retire from breathing issues. It affected our heart. So you got so many people that were hurt by COVID and are out. And now you guys got to go for what you're worth. They gave you a contract way too fast. What are they? You're worth a lot more than 3, and 3.5 or 9.8 altogether. They got to, and the people have to realize that. My son, all right, he's a New York City police officer, 8 years on the job, making well over $100,000 a year, working overtime, single man, 28 years old. He's out there. He tried to look at a house, a normal house, $615,000. He cannot afford it on his own. You need two people with making over $100,000 a year working for the city before they'll even approve you for a mortgage. You guys want to live in New York? You got to get paid to live in New York. They got to learn to start paying us to live in New York. They used to have residency laws back in the 80s. I think they went away. If you know what residency laws are, that's when if you work for the city, you have to live in the city. They had to eliminate that because people couldn't afford to live in the city no more. Well, that's happening now again. You can't afford to live here. They got to pay us more if they want us to work here and live here.
I agree. I mean, we've been saying this for years that we can't afford to live in a city in which we spend most of our time working, and that's a signal. A lot of members move to Connecticut, Pennsylvania. They spending 3.5, 4 hours commuting back and forth. I even know some members that live in Maryland.
Crazy.
They live in Maryland.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're crazy. There's no wear and tear on your body. You're not sleeping. You're going to die on the road. I mean, it's crazy. When I moved from Queens, because I had a house in Queens, to Long Island, I stopped paying city taxes, and I gave myself a $5,000 raise for not having to pay city taxes.
Imagine a raise that we could get if we had Easy Pass. We give ourselves a raise. You know what I'm saying? And for Easy Pass not to be,
that's another one.
Mm-hmm. For Easy Pass not to be addressed when congestion pricing is coming is crazy too.
Yeah, if you got to go into the city, it's crazy. If you got to go to 340 J Street and take care of business, and you're disabled, let me tell you, it's a pain in the ass I have handicap plates, and I can't get no parking nowhere. I got to go hours in advance to deal with 340J, to deal with NICERS.
That's crazy. And
the question they ask you when you get to NICERS, how did you get here? you know you're in I swear to God, everybody goes in, and the first thing the doctors ask you when you go before the review board is, how did you get there? I damn near had a crawl here, but I got here because I need they're taking 13 months to pay you your benefits. You've been there over 20 years, and you're freaking dying. They don't give a shit about you. But I'm going to say something to you guys out there now. If you're going to you never know when you're going to get hurt. You got to have disability insurance. You got to have either Aflac, First Unum, Transamerica. I don't make no money off of that. I've made money with my injuries, but you got to have that because if you go out on comp, even if they don't contest you, you're looking at 60 to 90 days before you see your first check.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was that?
That was
60 to 90 days before you receive your first check. You know, so 60 to 90 days before you receive your first check, you better have some other kind of insurance and some money in the bank. You got to be able to survive 90 days, and that's if they approve your workers' comp case.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Well, thanks for calling in twice. I want to get to some new callers, but definitely.
I want to hear some young guys who understand that one day they're going to retire. We've been paying since 2005 to keep our retirement, to keep retirees to have the same medical benefits, and now they want to give it away in a contract?
I agree. I agree.
Well, good luck, guys. Good luck with all you guys. I hope you guys get to retirement.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Toy, he called in twice. Something was on his mind. And he came back with new knowledge. Let me take this. It's probably be the last caller, so I'll probably keep it short if more callers come in. Caller 6483. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Tramel. It's Garcia. One more time.
Oh man, we got two callers back to back. All right, what's on your mind?
Two repeat callers.
Yeah, two repeat callers.
Brainstorming.
Yeah, let's go.
Just it's fast about the MTA finances and revenue are going up. Congestion pricing has been approved. Payroll taxes have been approved, and tolls are going up before Labor Day. So how does that affect their ability to pay us? And that's all I'm going to ask you. Thank you.
All right. He made that quick, so I'm gonna answer his question. The last time we had an arbitration award, the arbitrator looked at the MTA ability to pay. It's called ability to pay. So I could actually show that to you guys live. That's why I love this technology, man. Let me get this. Matter of fact, let me make it live for y'all right now. That's why I love technology, man. We could get to the things that we need to get to. So you see, I scroll down the 2009 arbitration award. You see it right there. I click on that. And the 2009 arbitration award popped up. I had covered this in a prior show. So as you can see during the arbitration award, if we want cost of living, the arbitrator ruled that we should get up cost of living, right? The ability to pay. Let me see if I could find that. Hold on. I think that's up. Just want to show you guys that real quick. And I want to get to this final caller before I get off. Where's the ability to pay? Comparability. Ability to pay. We see it right there, ability to pay. When you look at the ability to pay, they look at a whole bunch of avenues that the MTA get money. Payroll, mobility tax, and all that other stuff. They would definitely factor in congestion pricing. They would definitely factor in the MTA getting money if casinos is open, the MTA getting money from marijuana. The MTA have new streams of income, so their ability to pay is way far greater than in 2009. So if we could get that to arbitration, we're going to do far better. The union administration do not want us to go to arbitration because they are cowards and they are afraid and they just not smart. Last caller of the day, the night. We only got a couple of minutes before the phone lines cut off. So caller 1620, now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from? And please don't tell me that you're a repeat caller.
Nah, no repeat caller. Tramel, how you doing? It's Graham. You might know me. You might remember me. I'm not a Local 100 member no more,
Okay.
but calling also on behalf of a former Local 100 member, my father, who was a structural maintainer C out of Tiffany Shop in the Bronx. And on his behalf, one, this contract is an insult. Two, obviously, him being a retiree, this would directly affect him. This would directly affect my mother. So, on behalf of my dad, this is an insult. But I wanted to keep this short and brief, and I wanted to give somebody or everybody something to think about. Now, you guys got caught up in this whole thing called pattern bargaining, and the union is talking about, oh, we had the pattern behind DC 37, DC 37. So if you look at who DC 37 represents, it's a large swath of different titles. Now, a good chunk of those titles stayed home during the pandemic, right or wrong.
That's a fact.
So now when you bring that back to Local 100, when you look at MOW, buses, obviously RTO, everybody had to come to work. Everybody had to come to work. So if you're the ones who lost the most people because almost 100% of your people had to come to work, how do you pattern off of anyone else?
It's a fact. And then not only that,
it's about time.
not only that, pattern bargaining, the historical standpoint of pattern bargaining, it basically started in the automotive industry, in which you was pattern bargaining with other auto industries. It was a tactic for
Exactly.
it was a tactic for the union to use to get a better contract when facing their employer. Right now, it seems as if pattern bargaining, the role reverse. It seemed like it's the MTA is threatening us with pattern bargaining, and we're being pattern bargaining with people who's not in our trade. Like, if we supposed to pattern bargain with anyone, it should be Long Island Railroad and Metro North, not teachers, police officers, firefighters, and sanitation. But I'm gonna leave you with the rest of the time.
Exactly. That's was one of the points I was going to make. And then just to add off or end on this one note, you set the pattern when you made the most sacrifices. You made the most sacrifices in the middle of the pandemic. You should be setting the pattern. So everyone should have that in mind when preparing themselves to vote.
Another call.
And I leave you guys with that.
I got a next show. I'm gonna have the Funk Master Flex bombs. I'm telling you, another caller came to drop some knowledge. He brought up the pattern bargaining, right? And the significance of that, right? And us setting the pattern. We set the pattern, as he said, during the pandemic. We came to work. We being compared to DC 37, and he said most of those titles stayed home while we was moving everyone else. These are facts, people. These are facts. The union administration want us to believe our lying eyes. Thanks for calling in, and thanks for keeping it short, because you just left room for one more caller. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Be safe.
All right. So we got 5 minutes left on the phone line. So let's go to the next caller. Caller 4746. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Tramel?
Yeah. All right. Look, you could whatever you listening to me on, you could just mute that and just talk to me like you talking on the phone.
Gotcha.
All right. So yeah, what's your name? What's on your mind? We only got like 4 minutes.
Well, I'm Martinez. I'm in the OA garage in the depot in the Bronx, a bus depot. But I'm a TA operator
Got you.
in the OA garage.
All right.
Okay. Back to what two callers back said about the union. Okay, I'm not gonna get like I'm not a political person, but when it comes down to the deeper, how they run things is the way they do it is because they don't want to lose power. And this is how they control us over there. You speak against them, they want to hold that book against you. Okay?
Hold on.
That's
Before
one.
before you continue.